Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Liz, and today is going to be another top 10 recommended movie films, and I believe vampire films is on the agenda for today. By the way, before I get into this, look at this cute shirt. It says Friends Don't Lie from Stranger Things. Obsessed. I went into Primark and got like so many Stranger Things. Okay, first of all, Primark, I'm like a 3X. I have no shame in saying this. So when I go to Primark, I know I can only get like sleepwear kind of stuff, so that's where I went. I feel like everybody, I'm going to preface this, I prefaced this in another previous video, but my video recommendations are not something you've probably never seen before. Like, I feel like you probably have seen, if you're a horror lover like I am, you've probably seen these films already, but something to rewatch and just enjoy once again. And yeah, so again, if you see this makeup and it looks similar to a previous video of me with a white top, this was all pre-filmed, okay? Today is about July 19th. I have no idea when this video is going to get out to you guys. But like I said in another video, I'm going to be working for the next 2 weeks straight. So I need to pre-film a bunch of videos in order to have that out for you guys. So I don't like missing a week, and I don't even like being late, which is like my Virgo in me, you know, just wants everything on time. And I like to do what I say I'm going to promise to do. So yeah, but I do have a full-time job and things like that. But anyways, not an excuse, just letting you guys know. Two things. One thing, if you hear my fan, I'm so sorry. It's on the lowest setting possible. I have to turn off my AC. It's the middle of summer, and I'm just going to try to talk over the fan. I am sorry if you do hear it, but it's hot, okay? Last couple videos, I was just sweating through it. I don't think I can, okay? Sorry. So, the first movie is Interview with the Vampire. Now, this is the oldie but goodie kind of movie. So 3 out of the 10 films are PG-13 rating. I will let you know the ones that are PG-13, the rest are rated R. So Interview with the Vampire is no different. It is rated R, and it is horror/romance. It runs about 2 hours and 3 minutes long, which is a bit long-winded for a vampire movie, but it has a lot of story and character building, whatever. Received 63% on Rotten Tomatoes. It was released in November 11th, 1994, and the director was Neil Jordan. Basically, this 18th century vampire is getting interviewed, and it's kind of like a voiceover, or, you know, voiceover while he tells his story and stuff like that. So basically, there's two guys. There's two main guys, and then there's the daughter. So basically, this Lewis guy is starting to contemplate taking his own life after his family member died, and his little friend Lestat is like, nah dude, don't choose death, choose immortality, choose forever lasting strength, or what have you. And so basically, to join him as being a vampire, and he does. So basically, Lewis wants to leave this girl named Violet Maker, I think, but then Lestat's like, nah dude, just turn her. Like, so I'm gonna be quite frank, and I haven't seen this movie in its entirety, so I don't know all the details like I do some of the other movies, but I do remember seeing part of it and liked it, and I just want to go back to finish watching it, but I haven't watched this from start to finish, so forgive me if I'm fuzzy on the details. And anyways, so basically, Lewis wants to leave this girl named Violet, and Lestat convinces him otherwise and was like, nah, just turn this little girl and forever have your child, or pretty much something like that. I don't remember, don't kill me for the details. And like, just add her to the family, make her your young daughter. And then that just, they're all three of them are on their vampire journey or whatever, pretty much. Moving on to number 2. Oh my god, I love, it's Underworld, by the way. This series has like 6 different movies, so you can just start from the beginning. Honestly, you do have to watch the other films to like, it's obviously in sequence kind of pretty much, so you're gonna need to watch the entire series. So I'm just saying, just start from the beginning. I love this and Resident Evil. Oh my god, I love them. So the movie is an action/horror. It runs about 2 hours and 14 minutes long. It received a 31% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm gonna highly disagree with that. and was released in September 19, 2003. The director was Len Wiseman. So basically it's like vampires versus lichens, and the lichens is just another name for like werewolves. So basically you have the main character, which her name is Celine, and she's basically like this badass just slayer of all kind. Basically she's like a trained killer, right? So basically she's like this trained killer, and she's not 100% aligned with the vampire. She kind of want to do her own thing, and she is like kill any lichens that are trying to kill her, which are all the lichens. All the lichens are trying to like wipe out the vampire race. So basically the lichen are they take a special interest in this guy named Michael, and Celine's trying to figure out like why are you like fixating on this guy, like why are you stalking him. Okay, so this one of the opening scenes was her, Celine, and one of the lichens, and they were in the train station, and basically there's one of the big fight scenes, and they're following this one guy, and she's like, why are they following him? And the guy is named Michael or whatever. So she's trying to investigate why are they fixated on Michael. And so anyways, moving on to number 3, Blade. So this is considered action / horror. It runs about 2 hours long. It received 55% on Rotten Tomatoes. It was released on August 21st, 1998, and the director was Stephen Norrigan. So basically Blade is like the main character, and again he's another like bombs killer. He's another highly trained killer, but he is an anomaly. He's a half vampire and half human, and he's trying to avenge his mother's death and get rid of vampires altogether, even though he is one, but like we're not gonna talk about it. And basically it's modern day technology, so like the weapons are like modern, like infused with like technology that's specially designed to kill like vampires. Like I think they're like sunlight bullets and stuff like that. So they're not regular lead bullets, you know, they're specifically designed to kill vampires, which is what Blade got his hands on. He has this guy who makes all his guns and stuff like that. So basically the vampire race are specifically seeking out some people with this special kind of blood, and this special kind of blood can summon up this god, and this evil god, is still trying to annihilate the entire human race. I don't know how you're gonna live successfully as a vampire trying to kill an entire food source for you, like in the food chain. Like, I don't know, sis. I don't remember how it works out. This movie came out a long time ago. I just remember Blade is lit. He's lit, okay? Moving on to number 4, 30 Days of Night. This movie does have a sequel to it called 30 Days of Night, Dark Days. I have yet to watch it, but it's on my watch list, okay? So basically it's horror / thriller. It runs about an hour 53 minutes long. It received 51% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the director is David Slade, and it was released in October 19th, 2007. So basically the movie is set in this small little town in Alaska called Barrow, and like I think once a year, I think this really happens in a town in Alaska. I don't think it's a specific town, but for like 1 month out of the year it's completely darkness. For like 30 days, just no sun. Like, sis, you need to get your vitamin D supplements. I don't know, I'm sorry, but like this really happens in like some part in Alaska. So anyways, so for like a complete 30 days, the entire town goes night, and guess what? These vampires come out to play. So like they prey on this town, this small town that goes like dark 30 days a night. And I don't know if this is like a ritual, but like most of the town people who do live in this town, they like dip. They're like, nah, I'm not doing this, I need my sunshine, and they go somewhere else. But some people decide to stay, and those people that decide to stay, that basically it's like, I think that there's a sheriff that decides to stay and just watch over the town, and the small group of people that do decide just because they don't want to move. Like, I get that, but sis, these vampires are like meat, like fresh meat. Let's get it. Moving on to number 5, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Now there was a movie. This movie came out before the actual TV series that everybody actually knows and loves. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, is comedy slash horror. It runs about an hour and 26 minutes long. It received 35% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's PG-13, and it came out in July 31st, 1992. And the first episode of the TV series, if anybody's curious, was released March 10th, 1997. So the director was Fran Rubel Kutzi? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. So basically, Buffy, I believe she's this cheerleader in this high school, and then she meets this guy named Merrick who just comes out of nowhere and be like, hey, you're this special chick that is gonna be trained to fight vampires. And she's like, wait a minute, vampires exist, who are you? So basically, yeah, the movie follows Buffy and Merrick and their journey of him training her, and she realizing that she has supernatural powers and she's like a badass, she can be a badass vampire killer. And the comedy aspect is the actual like vampire leader. He's just like this goofy, stupid looking vampire character, and it's just like does like he like has those scripted lines that are supposed to be funny. Like I don't know his character like. To number 6, Fright Night. Now there's several different movies. This one came out in, this movie was really, just because I'm mentioning it, this one was the one that came out in 2011. So this is rated horror slash comedy. It runs about 2 hours long. It received 42% on Rotten Tomatoes and was released August 19th, 2011. And the director was Greg Gillespie. So basically Charlie is a mother and son, and Charlie, and who's a high school senior, and Amy, who's his girlfriend, they encounter the new neighbor that's kind of moving in, and like some sketchy thing is like going on, and then Charlie comes to the conclusion that hey, he might be a vampire. Similar storyline to Disturbia. Instead of like a serial killer, he's like a vampire. Moving on to number 7, Daybreakers. So this film is horror and sci-fi, and it runs about an hour and 38 minutes long. It received 68% on Rotten Tomatoes and was released in January 8th, 2010, and the director was Michael Spielberg. So basically this movie follows 10 years after a plague turns a bunch of everybody into vampires, and now with the entire world almost being vampires, they're having a little shortage on like blood supply, like their little food source, which is the blood that humans carry. So now like they're dealing with that and a bunch of mutations that are happening because of that. So basically they have this expert vampire hematologist who's trying to create an alternative blood source instead of the actual human blood source. And then there's these 2 humans coming out talking about they have the cure. But anyways, so that's Daybreakers. So the next 2 films are both PG-13. Moving on to number 8, which is Van Helsing. This is an action slash horror film. It runs about 2.5 hours long. It received 24% on Rotten Tomatoes and was released in May 7, 2004. The director was Steven Sommers. Okay, so basically this movie follows this guy in Van Helsing, which is known as a very well-known monster slayer, and they sent him out to Transylvania, like, go take care of Dracula, it'll kill off his entire bloodline. Can you do that? We're golden. Moving on to number 9, Vampire Academy. Now please don't come at me. It's not, I know, it's one of those it's bad, it's good, it's so bad, it's good kind of films. It's not, it's a teen film, okay? It's a teen vampire film, but I like it. I know I'm like dang near 22. It's not meant for me, but I like it anyways, okay? Sorry if you saw that bug. I felt it. I saw it. So this is fantasy slash action. It runs about an hour and 44 minutes long. It received 16% on Rotten Tomatoes. Take that information which you will. The director was Mark Waters. So basically this movie follows these 2 girls, and it's a vampire human hybrid. Her name is Rose, and her best friend Lisa, which is a princess. And basically they're at this vampire academy, and Rose is training to be Lisa's like bodyguard, pretty much a vampire bodyguard. So moving on to number 9, Let Me In. So this is like a horror slash romance. I mean, I wouldn't, considering that this follows 2 children, like I don't know, it's weird, like how far, like I don't know how old these these children are, but like how far are you gonna get? Like I don't want to see it. Like I don't, like why would you categorize that as a romance? It's kind of weird. Like they're two children. Like I don't know. It's just weird. But anyways, that's how they categorized it. And it runs about an hour and 55 minutes long, so dang near 2 hours. It received 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, I guess it could be like a cute little childhood romance story, but I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, it was released in November 23rd, 2010, and the director was Matt Reeves. So basically you have this young little boy who's getting bullied at school. He's just like a loner. He's feeling a little bit, he ain't got no friends. And then he encounters his neighbor who's kind of weird, and she only comes out at night, and you know, starts building this little connection with her or whatever. And then soon realizes that she's somehow attached to some of the mysterious murders going on. Now I do have to preface, there's an exact same movie that came out 2 years prior called Let the Right One In, and it's basically, I think it was released in Sweden, and it has English subtitles if you want to watch that original movie. It's like kind of watching like the, I think, what was it? I think it was Korean for Grudge. If I'm not, I think it was either Japanese, Korean, or something like that. I'm not sure, but it's kind of like watching the original Grudge instead of watching the Americanized version. But a lot of people like to watch subtitles, so that's why I didn't list it as a movie. So those are my top 10 recommended vampire films. If you watch this video all the way through, comment down a little red dot emoji. I think there's an actual vampire emoji, just like there's an actual like wolf emoji. But if not, you can comment down a little red dot emoji to signify blood, you know? So thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, because YouTube makes me see this. And yeah, bye.